Okay, so here we are on part 2 on how to get telekinesis. Okay, so just wanted to welcome you into part 2 of how to get telekinesis, because there's still more out there that I wanted to bring to you guys' attention. Don't forget to watch part 1, because this one here is part 2, right to you guys. Okay, so as it is, I got my list right here. Let's just share these with you. Okay, so let's get to our first one up of the evening. And that is that you can get it through practicing the art of telekinesis. Number 1. Okay, so here's our second one. That is really big that you can get it through, and that comes in at number 2, and that is you can get it through conjuring up magic powers. Number 2. Okay, now down to our third one, and that is you can get it through other forms of meditations and prayers. Because when you're doing that, you're filling up your body with the spirit and the energy all in one. Number 3. Okay, so here we are at number 4. That's another thing that you can get telekinesis by, and that is you can get it by having an anima body experience, like your body is basically coming out. Like having your body lying down and you feeling like a weight being lifted off, and the spirit comes out of you and goes back inside of you. And when that happens, powers can dwell within that. And that's another one that can get you telekinesis. Number 4. Which is also known as out-of-body experience. Which brings us to our fifth one. And that is that you can get it through someone who is very close, such as a close friend. Number 5. And there lies bonds, and if that close friend has the powers, it can go to you too, by a hug, by a handshake, or something like that. And that right there is another one you can get telekinesis from. Okay, so looking down the list at number 6, which is another really big one that could also go right into you too, and that is you can get it by friends who have practiced it, the art of telekinesis. Number 6. Okay, so that brings us down to number 7, and that is you can get it through contacting spirits from the spirit realm. Number 7. Okay, and that now comes down to our 8th one. Now this one here is a little bit different, but it can give you telekinesis because it's a power. But if you're working with high power stuff, it could possibly give you telekinesis. So listen to this one, and that is you can get it through extensive exposure to heavy magnets, because then your body becomes a human magnet. So when you start putting your hand out, those objects start to move. Number 8. Okay, so now here we are at number 9. That is, you can get it through inviting forces into your body, much like spirits, but more different, because you're asking for different kinds of powers to come into your body, and that's going to manifest in itself and giving you the powers of telekinesis. Number 9. Also, certain games you can play also can get you telekinesis. Depends on what games are out there, and that comes in at number 10, which is you can get it through doing spiritual games. Number 10. Okay, that makes us on the way down to number 11, and that is you can get it through going on nature walks in certain areas, because when you're going for a nature walk, you don't know what area that you might be going into, because there are some known cases that there are some people that went on nature walks and then suddenly they feel different. And I do agree, because I used to go on nature walks, and I would feel different in certain parts as I would walk. But that also can get to telekinesis, depending on what area of the nature walk that you're on. Number 11.
So you're walking along, and you walk into the woods. Then suddenly you walked right into a graveyard in the woods. And then all of a sudden you get hit with power.
So that leads us down to list at number 12. And that is that you can get it through majestics like warlocks, witches, pagans, and warlords and wizards can also give you that power. All you gotta do is either go up to them or they come to you, and you don't know who they are until you start feeling that power.
Number 12.
Because of what they can do, they can get to telekinesis. But the thing is, you want to do it in other ways, not just going into that. But the reason why that's on the list is because it's another way of getting telekinesis. It doesn't mean you're gonna run into them exactly, but it just is one out there on another way of like getting telekinesis. So as it is, I'm going to move on with our next one, and that is at number 13. Now I really don't want to make anyone feel kind of weird about this one here, but it does happen. A lot of power is involved in this one too, and it is natural, and there's cases of it too. I'm thinking about one thing that you can get telekinesis is they come back into your body after it. And I'm talking about that you can get through a near-death experience. Okay, so something happened. Next thing you know, you're probably thinking, how can I cling on? Oh, you can, because there is faith. There is faith. Because then after the fact, there's a flip side to that one, and that is getting renewed. So after that happens and you get renewed, guess what happens? All the power comes right back in, and goes right back in, and therefore lies the bed of telekinesis. And other things too. Because when that happens, it's just a separation, but when the renewal starts, is where the powers become stronger. And now down into our 14th one. That is, you can get it through by having visions in your dreams. Like when you're sleeping and you have dreams. Oh boy, and if they get like the same dream over and over again or repeats itself, that means your dream is telling you something. But if it's in relation to telekinesis, the dream of power, of moving will be engraved in your head, and that's one of the not just a sign, but also is another one on how you get telekinesis is through your dreams, because it's your mind and the vision all in one.
Number 14.
Okay, that brings us to our last one at number 15. No, this can also get to telekinesis as well. And it's on my list because it's a part of it, and that is you can get it through worshiping other gods, because each god is different and they'll give you a different set of powers. You say that you want telekinesis, well, they will probably give you telekinesis, but in certain levels to certain degrees.
Number 15.
So that is the end of the video. I found this video very helpful. Don't forget to watch the other heroes on my channel too. Don't forget to check them out. Take them in the comment box, please. We'd be really happy to answer your guys' questions in regards to telekinesis. I will also be doing some more telekinesis here on my channel. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for watching. Enjoy.